Here's your news for October 22nd, 2019. We're kicking off with some Seth Rollins news today, as the WWE Universal Champion took on The Fiend in a post-Raw steel cage match. With the title on the line, Rollins tried everything he could inside the cage, which was bathed in a red light, just like their controversial Hell in a Cell match earlier this month. The finish to the match came when Rollins tried to escape through the door, only to be blocked by Wyatt, but the champ bounced back with a series of super kicks and stomps to his demonic opponent. Perhaps realizing he couldn't pin The Fiend, Rollins again tried to escape, this time over the cage, but was brought back to the mat by his opponent, whose attempted Sister Abigail was countered into another kick and stomp combo. With The Fiend down, Rollins quickly escaped through the door to keep his title, but was shaken by The Fiend, who quickly rose to his feet post-match. As the lights went out again, Rollins never saw Wyatt coming, who dropped him at ringside with a mandible claw before posing on the ramp to close the night. Wyatt may not have won the Universal title on this occasion, but may do just that at Crown Jewel in the duo's Falls Count Anywhere match, which WWE is saying can't be stopped for any reason other than a pin. The dark match of Raw was certainly one to remember, but so was the televised show itself, as after a near 2-month absence, Drew McIntyre is back on the red brand. The Scottish Psychopath was introduced by Ric Flair, who announced McIntyre as the final member for his team at Crown Jewel, joining Randy Orton, King Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bobby Lashley. This fearsome quintet will battle Team Hogan's Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ricochet, Ali, and Shorty G at the Saudi event on October 31st. Even before McIntyre returned to Raw, the Nature Boy was given an open mic to warm up the crowd and gave the Scottish superstar an epic introduction to the fans in Cleveland, Ohio. McIntyre didn't have to wait long to prove himself upon returning, as a match with Ricochet was booked first for the show, and fans with a good memory may recall that these two faced off in a King of the Ring first-round contest. Soundly defeating Ricochet and brutally attacking him post-match, McIntyre also trashed Ricochet's catchphrase that superheroes can be real, and said in a Raw exclusive, "Here's a little message to Ricochet if my physical actions weren't enough. Superheroes aren't real, mate, but I sure as hell am." To their credit, McIntyre and Ricochet had a fantastic match on the show, and though it's only Tuesday, it'll be difficult for any other matches this week to top it. Returning from minor surgery he had in August, could this finally be the start of a singles push for Drew that leads him to the top of the card and the Universal Championship? While McIntyre may have had a great showing in his Raw return, one star who fell flat was Cain Velasquez, who appeared just 10 days before his WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. During the show, Velasquez made the save for his friend Rey Mysterio, who had been trash-talked via satellite by Paul Heyman and ambushed by Shelton Benjamin. Unfortunately for the former UFC champion, Velasquez failed to impress in his appearance, as he ragdolled Benjamin, threw some horrible punches, and got the gold standard to tap out to very little reaction from the crowd. Not only did the brawl do little to get fans excited, it certainly made Velasquez look exactly like the awkward pro wrestling rookie that WWE doesn't want fans to know. Now, less than 10 days before the Velasquez-Lesnar match at Crown Jewel, what can WWE do to excite fans for this match? But given that it's happening in the very pro-WWE Saudi Arabia, maybe there's nothing they actually need to do. This week's Raw also saw the continuation of the love triangle storyline, as Rusev has had enough of Lana and Bobby Lashley. During an edition of the King's Court, Jerry Lawler tried to get some answers from Rusev, who claimed that he still believed he and Lana could have a happy ending. This sentiment was quickly interrupted, though, by Lana and Lashley, who professed their love for each other at a restaurant, which caused the Bulgarian to sprint into the night to find them. Cornering them at the restaurant, Rusev began to choke Lashley, but his much-deserved vengeance was short-lived thanks to the Ohio PD dragging him away. Fans have been quick to hate on this storyline, which does have shades of the Attitude Era, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. Well, if you're in New York City on November 3rd, then the place to be will be Ringside Fest, though one superstar who will no longer be appearing is Jeff Hardy. The charismatic enigma has been recently dealing with legal troubles after another DWI, and was pulled from the convention this week, with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross being his replacement. Now fans can see the former women's tag team champions alongside Sasha Banks from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Universal Champion Seth Rollins and Ricochet from 1 to 4. It's a shame that Hardy's issues with the law have caused fans to miss out on meeting him, and given that this isn't the first time that he's had legal troubles, fans are speculating whether this is the end of his WWE return. We're looking ahead to November next, as Cain Velasquez and Rey Mysterio will compete at the WWE Mexico Super Show against Andrade and Drew McIntyre. The news was confirmed by WWE's Latin American Twitter, and this bout is the latest match added to the huge show. Also at the show, Seth Rollins will face The Fiend in a steel cage Universal title match, Roman Reigns will face King Corbin, and Becky Lynch and Charlotte will face Sasha Banks and Bayley in a meeting of WWE's 4 Horsewomen. There are plenty more huge matches announced, so if you're in Mexico City on November 30th, WWE is the place to be. One legend fans won't be seeing in WWE for a while is Eric Bischoff, who recently spoke on his 83 Weeks podcast about losing his role as SmackDown Executive Director to Bruce Pritchard. On the show, Bischoff said he was grateful for the opportunity by WWE even if things didn't work out how he wanted. The WCW legend also said that while things didn't go as Vince McMahon had planned, he didn't take it personally but instead professionally, though was still taking it hard. Speaking on SmackDown's creative team, Bischoff said they were a talented and hardworking group, saying, "I didn't come here thinking I was going to be in WWE for 5 to 10 years. I looked at it as a relatively short-term opportunity, meaning 2 to 3 years. I didn't think it would be quite this short-term, sometimes this happens." Bischoff also praised the company's very defined culture and process, and was quick to dismiss any rumors that he's upset with Pritchard, calling his replacement a great friend. Speaking about the job itself, Bischoff admitted, "When I took the job, I knew what the odds were about it being a long-term opportunity. I'm not surprised, I'm disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. I would have liked to have met Vince McMahon's expectations." Despite the job not going as he wanted, Bischoff said he would do it all over again, as it seems there's no beef between WWE and their now former employee. Back to Raw now, and after being split from his buddy Carmella during the WWE draft, it wasn't long until R-Truth lost the 24/7 title too. Sneaking around backstage at the show, Truth was spotted by Samir Singh of the Bollywood Boys, and despite Truth's frankly bizarre argument that since it was the 25th day of his latest reign, which Truth believed meant he got to keep the gold, Samir wasn't buying it. With Samir keeping the rapping superstar distracted, it was his brother Sunil who got the roll-up, and while we don't know how long Sunil's reign will be, this was definitely an unexpected moment. Now, AEW may have only been around since January, but the company's growth in popularity can't be denied. The new promotion has been so big that it's understandable why WWE wouldn't want them to be seen on Raw, and during this week's show, the crowd near the staging area were reportedly told that anyone found wearing AEW merchandise on camera would be ejected from the arena. This isn't the first time this has happened, as a fan was made to remove his AEW shirt during the Royal Rumble, and AEW themselves told fans they couldn't come in wearing WWE merchandise during their first rally. It's clear that WWE is going all out, pardon the pun, to keep AEW off their TV. And even though it makes sense from a business standpoint, the idea of WWE ejecting its own crowd isn't a good look. We all know that pro wrestling is a risky job, and this week during a WWE tour of Australia, Xavier Woods learned that the hard way. During a New Day match against the Revival in Sydney, Woods went down bad, causing the referee to throw up the dreaded X symbol that meant he was unable to compete. After being taken to the back, this left Big E all alone against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and despite his best efforts, the power of positivity wasn't enough this time around. On Twitter, Woods sent out an image of common causes for an Achilles tendon injury, with a caption that said sorry, and the injury has now been confirmed by WWE. In a statement on the website, WWE noted, Xavier Woods suffered an Achilles injury, WWE.com has learned. Woods sustained the injury at a WWE live event in Sydney, Australia on Sunday night and will be unable to finish WWE's Australian tour. It seems that the New Day is back to being a duo for the time being, and we're hoping that this injury isn't a full tear of Woods' Achilles, as that could put him on the shelf for a long 6 months. One man who knows all about being injured at live events is Seth Rollins, who was forced to vacate the WWE World Championship in 2015 because of it, but is now riding high as Universal Champion. This year, the Beast Slayer has been full of smack talk for his critics, even calling WWE professional wrestling instead of sports entertainment, and this continued during a Fandemic tour in Houston recently. Appearing alongside his fiancée and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, Rollins was asked a fantasy booking question by a fan who wanted to know where the best location would be for Rollins versus Kenny Omega. After laying back from his role as WWE's company spokesperson for a few weeks, Rollins laid into AEW with his response, saying, "When Kenny's done playing in the minor leagues over there, Kenny can come work at the absolute top professional wrestling company in the world in front of the most people and make the most money, and have the biggest matches, which is with me at WrestleMania." Strong words by the Universal Champion, who seems to be a natural heel at heart, and, to be fair, it's hard to dispute the fact that WWE is the top wrestling promotion in the world, though after falling viewing figures, fan criticism, and the rise of AEW, some fans are questioning just how much longer WWE will keep that top spot. Back to Raw now, and it's rare for a superstar to get their debut match in the main event, and doubly rare for a tag team to get this spot, but the Street Profits did just that this week. Appearing in the last match on Raw, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford got to choose a mystery partner to battle the OC, with the third man being nowhere to be seen when the match got underway. As Styles looked on, the match was strange to say the least, as WWE had previously promoted the match as a six-man tag, with the assumption being that the Profits' third man would join them at the start. After Styles was eventually booted from ringside by the referee, this is when Kevin Owens struck, leveling the US champion and revealing himself as the third man. With Gallows and Anderson distracted in the ring, this gave Ford and Dawkins a window of opportunity, and after a spinebuster frog splash combo on Carl Anderson, the Street Profits were victorious in their huge debut match. Hopefully Owens won't turn on the young duo like he's turned on so many so-called friends before, as it looks like Owens vs. Styles and Street Profits vs. the OC will be two big feuds to watch, and could be addressed on the WWE special on Fox, which airs this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. The Street Profits certainly had a good time this week on Raw, and so did Aleister Black, who defeated local competitor Jason Reynolds in a decisive contest. In addition, Andrade defeated Sin Cara in the Masked Man's first Raw match in months. The new Raw Tag Champions, the Viking Raiders, toppled Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, and 205 Live's Humberto Carrillo had a great showing in his Raw debut against Seth Rollins. And while Carrillo didn't come out on top, he did earn some major respect from the Universal Champion. And finally today we're looking at Randy Orton, and despite an incredible WWE career including multiple WrestleMania main events, it seems the Viper is ready to jump ship to AEW. That's at least what Orton wants fans to believe, it seems, as he took to Instagram yesterday to make fans believe just that. On the site, the former WWE champion posted a photo of him next to an elite-level sign, with a caption that reads, "Tick-tock, tick-tock," and if that wasn't enough, tagged several WWE superstars who have had issues with the company, including The Revival, Luke Harper, Riddick Moss, and Elias. Orton even tagged AEW VP Cody Rhodes and World Champion Chris Jericho in the post, leading to the Fozzy star saying that he'd see what he could do, complete with a wink emoji. This isn't the only time Orton has looked at other companies this week, as the Viper also recently backed Ken Shamrock for the WWE's Hall of Fame in 2020. Considered one of the most intriguing crossover stars from MMA, Shamrock was with WWE from 1997 to 1999, taking to the industry like a duck to water. Sadly never holding the WWF title, Shamrock is recognized as the first NWA TNA champion, and returned to Impact recently, coming up short against Moose at last week's Bound for Glory co-main event. Randy is unquestionably a future WWE Hall of Famer himself, and it's intriguing to see which of these stars go in first. While WWE haven't got any beef with Shamrock, the former King of the Ring winner has never been invited back since his 1999 departure, and whilst there are plenty of stars that also have the potential to go in, Orton's wish to see the world's most dangerous man in the WWE Hall of Fame should certainly be granted.